Hi everyone, so just going to show you guys how to create a pole vector for this knee here and how to find where that pole vector should go so when you create it, it doesn't snap any of the joints. So first up, I'm just going to hide my reverse foot control rig and bring back my bind skeleton. And one of the things I need to do is just find out what's the angle that this joint is on so I can find where to put this knee control. Now sometimes if you've made the joint changes straight up and down you should be fine, but if it's on a bit of an angle and you're having trouble finding where to place that joint, then here's what we need to do. So let's go over into animation and we're going to go into edit mesh and we're going to go to create polygon tool. And I'm just going to hold down V on the keyboard and I'm just going to create a polygon between this joint, and this joint. Now I don't think that worked. Oh yes, it did. Hit return. There we go. I'm going to just hide my skin geometry. So I'm going to select the skin geometry and then just Control H to hide it. And you'll see what I've done is I've just made a really simple polygon that just basically is getting me this angle. There are a couple of different ways to do this. This is the way I like to do it because I think it's nice and quick and easy. Then I just simply go into vertice mode. I find that single vert that's just there. And then holding down the W key and left mouse button, I'm going to choose normal average, right? Which will basically give me the average value of this. So it means I sort of move out in a direction that's flush with what this triangle is doing, as opposed to world, which moves it based on the world joint. So now that it's set to normal average, I'm going to just drag and pull that out. Okay, so I'm just using this as a guide to figure out where I should be putting my pole vector constraints. So there we go. That's done. So this is just a temporary thing that I'm setting up. And now I just need to make a control for my pole vector. So I'm just going to create a circle again, scale that up, go to control vertices, just going to grab every second one of these, scale them in, just cross them right over so they get a kind of star shape. And then I'm just going to call this control pole IK pole control left. Great. And I'm just going to group that. So control G to group it and call this IK pole group left. And what I'm going to do is just snapping again with the group selected, not the IK pole, the group. I'm going to hold down the V on the keyboard again and just snap it to the end of that piece of geometry that I've made. And then I'm going to go into my pole vector control here and just rotate him 90 degrees. And I'm going to freeze his transformations, modify, freeze transformations. So the IK pole group has got the offset. And you could do this with a locator as well. I'm just doing it with a group so that you don't see it. So groups and locators can do the same thing, except a group is invisible, a locator you can see. Now that I have that, I'm just going to hide this piece of geometry or delete it. I actually don't need it anymore. It's done its job. It's just basically being used as a measure tool. And now I can create, find my IK control, which is underneath my foot rig here. It's underneath my reverse foot control. So there's my foot control. And under that there should be, I think he's just hiding under here. There's the IK control. Just show all so we can see him. And what I want to do is create a pole vector. So I'm just going to grab the pole vector control, hold down control, grab the IK foot control, and under animation, constrain pole vector. And now when I move this around, it'll move the knee. And you notice it didn't pop either. There wasn't any movement. I'm going to bring back my leg geometry, Shift H. And now I have this pole vector that lets me control which way the knee's facing. The only thing that remains to be done is just, if I turn this at the moment, you can see that these guys sort of move around separately. What I would really like to have happen is for this guy here to follow what the foot's doing. So what I'm going to do is just select the IK pole group that I made that's centered, so it's centered around this. And I'm going to grab the foot control curve and then control click the IK pole group and then just do a constrain, parent constraint, with maintain offset ticked and hit apply and then close. And now when I move this foot around, twist it, that pole vector comes along for the ride, and I'm able to use that to twist the foot out and get some interesting kind of shapes with that knee control. So that's a quick tutorial on how to create a pole vector for the knee. You can also use that for the arms and any other pole vectors that you need. You create a piece of geometry, you pull that corner piece out by its normal average, and then you can snap to that, and that will give you the exact position of where that knee control is. Okay, there you go.